camera.
This is administration here at Otterbein. She plans to move on to Charleston, South Carolina to pursue a career in exercise physiology and attend graduate school when she leaves Otterbein. That is Brooke Jones. And our cheerleaders are being accompanied by their advisors Liz Wazzetti and Jesse Shipko. Next is Susanna Harris, who has also cheered all 4 years here at Otterbein.
Excited to play in his last game, but definitely going to be an emotional time, and we'll see if the Cardinals are able to come out victorious in this ballgame.
And one of our favorite seniors getting introduced right now, not a basketball player, but a cheerleader, and Susanna Harris. She doesn't get a lot of recognition here on WOBN, but this is her final game that she's cheerleading.
She's on one of those commercials that we have on here on our breaks.
She does voice over one of our commercials, a broadcasting major. I know you and I have had a number of classes with her, and a good cheerleader and an even better person here on senior day.
Yeah, and just congratulations again to all the seniors. It's definitely putting in all their hard work and seeing it pay off. It's definitely great to see.
And as we said, Mark McEwen, the lone senior today for Coach Euler's team.
Why aren't you down there for senior day?
That's a good question. I didn't get the email. I didn't get invited. I guess they need me up here, or they just forgot. But Mark McEwen, the only senior on this Otterbein team this year. This is the second straight year, Elijah, that Otterbein will only have one basketball senior to recognize at senior day, and the second straight year that it's a transfer player. Last year it was Marshall Crum from Mount Vernon Nazarene. This year it's Mark McEwen. He transferred in after his freshman year from Worcester. So it's been a while since Otterbein had a 4-year senior.
Yeah, they'll have a few of them next year with the way things are playing out for next season for senior day. But yeah, it's definitely something to think about, and really Otterbein's done a great job throughout the years of doing that, bringing in guys that can really play. So.
And Mark McEwen, a guy that doesn't get a lot of press. He's battled through a lot of injuries throughout his career, getting his chance to get a lot of playing time his senior year. He doesn't do the flashy things, but he does the little things.
Yeah, he does. And really, Mark's a guy that if he heats up from beyond the arc, I mean, he can really shoot the basketball. And that's something that I think we're going to see today. Is I think we're going to see Mark really get out there and be able to get his shot and get open. He's gotten some open looks. He just hasn't knocked him down. But how nice would it be to have a coming out party for Mark McEwen on senior day, being able to knock down a few threes here today.
Live streaming of today's game brought to you by Gugu Express Car Wash, located at 2200 Polaris Parkway, just east of Old Worthington Road in Westerville. You can reach them at 614-310-0869. That's Gugu Express Car Wash. Elijah, what do you remember from your senior day? You played high school basketball. What do you remember?
Yeah, it's actually kind of a funny story. I remember, we'll get to it after they're about to play the national anthem, but we'll get to it after the national anthem here.
We have a very special rendition of the national anthem today, as Skip Ford will be taking part with his band that he sings with, and they will be singing today's Star Spangled Banner. So we will pause and we'll throw it down to midcourt for the playing of the national anthem. both of our teams today. Our starting five brought to you MSA Architects, located in downtown Columbus. MSA offers a wide option of design services, including architecture, interior design, planning, graphic design, and branded environments. MSA, we love what we do. Starting five, first for the Student Princes, who are the visitors in today's game. A 3-11 record overall, 8-9 in conference play, led by head coach Andy Buschetti in his third season with a record of 31-44. Overall in his career, they'll take the floor as followed. Only one front court player. That's 6'4" senior forward Jackson Blue out of Cincinnati Lakota West High School. In the backcourt behind him, 6'3" junior guard Deontay Holder out of Columbus Licking Heights. 6'1" sophomore guard Thierry Binney out of Cincinnati Coleraine High School. 6' junior guard DeAvery Collins out of Columbus's Bishop Hartley High School. And rounding out the starting five, 5'10" sophomore guard Chris Moxley from Columbus's Bishop Hartley High School. Again, the starting five for the Student Princes: Holder, Blue, Binney, Collins, and Moxley. The starting five for the Otterbein Cardinals: a 4-20 overall record, 2-15 in conference play, led by first-year head coach Brian Euler. They'll take the floor as followed. Down low for the Cardinals, 6'5" junior forward Grant Finner out of Shelby, and 6'6" senior forward Mark McEwen out of Butler. In the backcourt, 5'11" sophomore guard Daryl Miller III from New Albany. 6'2" junior guard out of Westlake, Ohio, Brian McKenzie, and the point guard, 5'11" junior guard Jake Phillis from Zanesville High School, the team's leading scorer. Otterbein starting five again: Phillis, McKenzie, Miller III, Finner, and McEwen. You look at that roster, Elijah, for Heidelberg, a lot of Columbus guys on their team.
Yeah, a lot of Columbus guys, and I like what Coach Purley said, because a lot of these guys are coming home. It's a homecoming game in a way, in a sense, for some of these guys here for Heidelberg, and it's really, it's senior day, but these guys are going to want to play well for the hometown crowd, I guess you could say.
Our opening tip-off brought to you by Holiday Inn Express and Suites, located at 8670 Orion Place, just off Polaris Parkway, and only minutes away from Otterbein's campus. You can reach the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Polaris at 614-781-6100 or on the web at holidayinn.com. All-time series between these two. This is the 154th all-time meeting. Otterbein holds the series advantage 82-72. They first played back in 1907. Student Princes win the opening tip-off, and they'll start with the possession of the basketball going left to right in their black uniforms with orange lettering and trim, the word Heidelberg across their chest. Cardinals in their tan home uniforms, Otterbein across their chest, and red lettering, numbering, and trim. Quick three-pointer on the way, near side corner from Holder is no good. They get the offensive rebound in the near side corner. It's picked up by Pruitt. Pruitt kicks it back out top of the key. Quick three-pointer on the way from Moxley is short. Another offensive rebound down low from Holder. Goes with a putback. It's no good, but a whistle and a foul as he's bumped down low, and the Student Princes will go to the charity stripe early and shoot two with 19:28 to go in the first half.
Yeah, and that's something if you're the Cardinals, you cannot allow offensive rebounds. You're playing in that zone defense right now, Otterbein, going with the 2-3. They did this against Marietta to try and slow the tempo, and also they do it because Heidelberg really, like you mentioned, David, not the best shooting team in the conference, but they're going to have to find a way to block out in that zone.
Holder, a 63% free throw shooter coming into today's game. He makes the first one. As a team, they shoot 75% from the stripe. Second one on the way is nothing but nylon. The foul on Mark McEwen, his first, team's first. 2-0, Student Princes on top early. Otterbein's first possession with the basketball. Inbound pass goes to Mark McEwen, tosses across the time stripe to Finner, to McKenzie on the near side wing, tosses back to Jake Phillis near center circle. The team's leading scorer, averaging 18 points per game coming into today's game, fifth best in the conference. Goes to Miller III, near side wing, steps inside the arc, out to McEwen, near side wing, rifles off a quick three-pointer. It's no good. Rebound is hauled in by Moxley, who pushes down the floor left to right. Moxley on the far side wing, hands off to Holder. Holder guarded tightly by Jake Phillis, goes back to Moxley in the far side corner. Bounces it into the corner to Jackson Blue, the 6'4" senior out of Cincinnati Lakota East. Goes to the free throw line. Jumper on the way up and good from Pruitt, the freshman out of Cleveland. Makes it 4-0. Student Princes on top. 18:40 to play in the first half.
Yeah, and Otterwein's got a lot of holes in that zone defense. They're going to have to find a way to not let Heidelberg penetrate the gaps.
Cardinal basketball, left side of the floor. They pass to McKenzie in the near side corner. Tries to fire high on the left side of the floor to Grant Finner. It's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Chris Moxley. It will stay with the Cardinals, who will inbound on the far sideline. Trailing 4-0. 18:31 to play here in the first half from the Reich Center in the season finale. Inbound pass goes to Jake Phillis, high on the right side of the floor, guarded tightly by Moxley. Phillis with 12 on the shot clock. Still high on the right side of the floor, being double teamed now with 8 on the shot clock. Gets it to Miller the third, near side wing, goes inside to Grant Finner, 4 on the shot clock. Finner takes a long two-pointer, near side corner, spins in and out, no good. Tipped into the backcourt, and Holder gets the rebound for the Student Princes. He has it stolen away, though, by Trey Miller the third. Miller comes up with a loose ball near center circle, and he'll reset the offense. High on the right side of the floor. 2 minutes gone in the game. The Cardinals trail 4-0. And they've missed their first 2 jumpers of the game.
Yeah, it's a great job by Trey Miller on the back tap. Holder didn't see him come from behind, and David, like I mentioned before, 15 seconds on the shot clock, and that's when we see Otterbein start their offense.
Miller, far side wing, 10 on the shot clock. Goes to McEwen, top on the key. 8 on the shot clock. Hands off to McKenzie at the free throw line. Out to Miller, NBA range, 3 on the way. Nothing but nylon. Trey Miller hits the first field goal of the game for the Cardinals. They get 4-3. Otterbein trail, 17:33 to go here in the first half.
They need that kind of shooting out of Trey Miller. He doesn't take a lot of shots, but if he's able to start to heat up, that's going to be big for the Cardinals.
Holder drives right baseline, kicks it out, far side corner. 3 on the way from Moxley is no good. Tipped into the corner, and Collins comes up with a loose basketball. Collins, far side wing, goes into the short corner on the far side. Jumper on the way is short. Moxley gets the rebound. The Holder, top of the key. Tosses to Collins, steps inside the arc. Far side wing, it's a long two-pointer fly, and he knocks it down from the left elbow. Timeout on the floor, called by Coach Euler with 17:07 to play here in the first half, and the Student Princes off to an early 6-3 lead.
Yeah, and you know, David, looking at this game right now for the Cardinals, if you look at it, Otterbein's just not boxing out. They're not getting a body on anyone. They're allowing offensive rebounds and second chance points, and you can't do that against a team like Heidelberg, who's going to get out in transition, and they're going to try and push and force the tempo and continue to try and get this game sped up. You have to, if you want to slow the tempo down, it starts at the defensive end. You got to get stops, and you got to be able to rebound, and right now the Cardinals really struggling in that rebounding department.
17:07 to play here in the first half from the right center. Otterbein trailing by 3. 6-3 will be Cardinal basketball coming out of the timeout. Neither team to make a substitution thus far. Mark McEwen to inbound from the right baseline, running the length of the baseline, throws it near the free throw line to Grant Finner. Finner being double teamed, tosses back to McEwen. Cardinals got to get it across the time stripe quickly. They still haven't done so. Finner near the center circle, gets it across the half-court mark, loses the handle on the basketball. Miller picks it up in the far side corner, and as he's falling out of bounds, he's bumped. First foul of the game against the Student Princes, and it comes with 16:54 to go in the first half, and Otterbein trailing by a score of 6-3. The foul called against DeAvery Collins, a junior out of Bishop Hartley High School here in Columbus. That'll be his first, team's first.
And David, we see there that really that's the type of pressure that that Heidelberg's going to put on you. They're really going to put that pressure on, and if you're unable to handle it, you may turn the basketball over. So good job by the Cardinals to keep possession.
All 5 starters for Heidelberg will have a seat on the bench. 5 new players will check into the ball game for the Student Princes. Cardinals with 22 on the shot clock, 16:54 on the game clock with the basketball on the left side of the floor, trailing 6-3. Phyllis near center circle, looks back towards Coach Euler to get the play call. Bounces to McEwen near side wing, NBA range, 3 on the way, too hard, no good. Tipped into the backcourt. Phyllis comes up with a rebound near center circle. Far side wing, Jake takes a jumper right of the lane. It's no good. Tipped around, and the rebound hauled in by the Student Princes. It's Marquise Taylor, the senior, who comes up with a loose basketball. He has the ball top of the key for Heidelberg on the right side of the floor. Student Princes on top 6-3 with 16:15 to go here in the first half. They try to swing it out to the top of the key. Intercepted away by the Cardinals. Top of the key, it's Taylor. Fires over into the near side wing to James Hanley. Hanley back top of the key to Taylor, loses the handle on the basketball to Grothaus, top of the key. Grothaus will work it inside, layup left of the rim is no good, tipped around, offensive rebound, put back up and good from Everett.
Yeah, they cannot continue to allow those offensive rebounds. Second chance points hurting the Cardinals.
And Phyllis being double teamed as he catches the inbound pass, and he's bumped and fouled in the backcourt. That'll stop the clock with 15:48 to go. Here in the first half, 8-3, Cardinals trail the foul on Andrew Grothaus, his first, team second.
Yeah, and Grothaus really bailed out Phyllis that time because Hanley was going to come and rip that ball off the other side of Phyllis's body, but just bailed him out with a foul there.
Here's more full court press from Heidelberg as Phyllis gets the inbound pass, struggles to get across the time stripe. Throws it to McKenzie, high on the left side of the floor, dumps it back off to Jake Phyllis, who will slow things down. 17 on the shot clock, 15:33 to go here in the first half. Otterbein trailing Heidelberg 8-3 here in the season finale. Phyllis, far side wing, 10 on the shot clock, looks to get things going now, goes inside to Mark McEwen. McEwen posting up, turnaround jumper is off the lip of the rim, no good, tipped out of bounds on the left baseline. They're going to say it was last touch by Grothaus, and it's going to stay with the Cardinals on the left side of the floor.
Yeah, McEwen's getting the basketball in the spot that he wants, just unable right now to convert. So we'll see if Mark McEwen can adjust be able to convert those looks that he's getting.
15-20 to go here in the first half. Inbound pass goes top of the key to Trey Miller III. To Phyllis, near side corner, steps inside the arc, and Phyllis knocks down a 12-foot jumper from the near side corner. 8-6, Cardinals trail.
That's where Phyllis is so good off the bounce right there. One dribbles, pull up, a great shot by Jake Phyllis.
Student Princes try to work it inside, and it's intercepted away by Brian McKenzie. 15 minutes to go here in the first half from the right center. Otterbein down 8-5. A 3-point field goal could tie it up right here. Phyllis high on the left side of the floor, taking his time as the Cardinals have done all game long. Phyllis, top of the key, dribbles over the far side wing, being double teamed, rifles near side corner to Miller, saves it from going out of bounds. To Finner, near side wing with 9 on the shot clock, drives down the left side of the lane, lays it off the glass, it's no good. Rebound, hauled in by Marquise Taylor, pushes down the floor. Taylor, top of the key, wide open three-pointer, lets it fly, it's too hard, no good. Tipped around, a whistle and a foul, down low on the rebound with 14:31 to play here in the first half. And Heidelberg on top, 8-5. The foul is going to be called against Marquise Hunter, the freshman out of Michigan. That'll be his first. It'll be team's third.
Yeah, and that's what they have to continue to do, though. Mark McEwen needs to continue to get a body on Hunter in the lane, because that time he drew the foul right there by getting a body on him.
The freshman Connor Clark checks into the game for the first time for Coach Euler. 8-5. Otterbein trails. 14:25 to go in the first half. Phyllis high on the right side of the floor. Dishes it down low into the middle of the lane to Brian McKenzie. And McKenzie, I don't think was expecting the pass as he bounces it off of his knee and it goes out of bounds on the left baseline. Another turnover for the Cardinals. That will be their second of the ball game, and it will give the Heidelberg the basketball with 14:20 to play in the first half.
Yeah, it was a good look by Phyllis. He had Connor Clark open, but he saw the Heidelberg guys converge, so he tried to just get it off quickly to Brian McKenzie, but McKenzie just unable to corral it.
Student Prince is basketball on the right side of the floor on top, 8-5. It's Taylor at the top of the key. Bounces it to the far side wing where it's fielded by Hanley. Back to Taylor. Throws near side wing to Grothaus. Being double teamed to Taylor, far side wing. Into the far side corner to Hanley. He rifles off a three-pointer. It's no good. Andre Bradley comes down with the board for the Redbirds. He checked in during the last timeout. The freshman out of Canal Winchester. He'll run the point guard position and start the offense high on the left side of the floor, guarded tightly by Grothaus. Cardinals trail 8-5, 13:37 to play in the first half. 10 on the shot clock. Bradley, near side corner, 8 on the shot clock. Gets it to Clark, near side corner, 3 on the way, not even close, he misses it. Rebound picked up in the backcourt by the Student Princes. It was Marquise Taylor who came up with the loose ball, and he's fouled instantly by the Cardinals. The starting 5 will check back into the ball game for the Student Princes with 13:26 to go here in the first half. The foul on Brian McKenzie, his first, team's second. Otterbein trailing 8-5.
Yeah, and that's a shot that on Wednesday night Connor Clark was able to knock down the majority of the time. So, if you're Connor Clark, you can't get discouraged just because you missed that one. Keep shooting that basketball and really try and start to get going from the outside. Can stretch out the defense.
Holder at the top of the key will toss it to Moxley. Back to Holder, near side wing. Pump fakes a three-pointer. Steps inside the arc. Tosses back to Collins. Drives down the left side of the lane. Feeds it into the short corner. Three-pointer on the way. Is up and no good from Pruitt. Cardinals get the rebound. It's Bradley who comes up with the loose ball. 13:02 to go in the first half. The Cardinals down by 3. Bradley high on the left side of the floor, guarded tightly by Moxley. Dribbles near center circle now. 17 on the shot clock. Cardinals taking their time on offense. To Clark, far side wing. He looks to drive down the right side of the lane. Loses the handle on the ball and is picked up by Collins in the middle of the lane. Collins pushes down the floor. Goes to Moxley, near side wing. Pump fakes a 3. Passes back to Collins, top of the key. Collins to Moxley, near side wing. Penetrates inside the lane. Now he'll circle back out and reset the offense. 17 on the shot clock. 12:33 on the game clock. 8-5. Cardinals trail in a low-scoring game so far. Moxley, top of the key, sends it far side wing. 3 on the way. Holder is too hard, no good. Miller gets the rebound in the high post.
Yeah, that's a good job by Trey Miller. Knew that was going to be a long rebound, so he didn't crash and allow Holder to get the offensive board. Good job by Miller there to get that rebound.
Cardinals down 8-5. It seems like it's been 8-5 for an eternity now, Elijah.
And this is just the type of pace that the Cardinals want in this ball game. They want to keep this a low-scoring game.
12:04 to play here in the first half. Miller, top of the key, 8 on the shot clock. Goes far side wing to McEwen. Dishes it inside to Clark with 4 on the shot clock. Clark with his back towards the basket, spinning, pivoting, goes up with a shot. He gets it to fall with 1 on the shot clock. Connor Clark's first field goal of the game. It's a 1-point game. Cardinals trail 8-7. 11:45 to go in the first half.
Yeah, it's a good job by Clark that time, be able to use his body to his advantage in the fadeaway. Nice pullback there that time by Clark.
Moxley has it at the top of the key, goes to Holder, near side wing. Had an open 3, passes it up. Instead, he'll work it down low, back out to Holder, near side wing, looks to penetrate, feeds it down low, and it's slammed from the left of the rim. and slammed down by Pruitt, left of the rim, and he makes it a 10-7 game. Student Prince's on top with 11:20 to go here in the first half. Redbird basketball on the left side of the floor. Andre Bradley high on the right side. Will dribble back near center circle. 18 on the shot clock. Guarded tightly by Collins. Student Prince is on top 10-7. Bradley to McEwen, top of the key. Fakes a pass. Dribbles near side wing. Hands off to McKenzie. McKenzie drives down the left side of the lane. Tries to lay it up and in. It's swatted away by Moxley, and it goes out of bounds. Chris Moxley swatted away and couldn't save it from going out of bounds. And the near side corner will stay with the Cardinals. Substitutions into the game for Coach Euler. Jake Phillips will check into the ball game, as will Ryan Carapaz and also Griffin Robinette.
Yeah, and for Otterbein right now, they're really going to have these guys step up in this ball game, including Robinette as well as Carapaz, because really with the amount of injuries that the Cardinals have, their depth is very limited here today against Heidelberg.
They'll give Otterbein a fresh shot clock. Oh, correction, no, they're going to change it. 4 seconds for the Cardinals. Inbound pass to Phillips, near side corner, rifles off a three, and Jake Phillips gets it to fall. We're tied up at 10 apiece.
Great play call that time by Coach Euler out of the break.
10:45 to go here in the first half. Student Prince's basketball on the right side of the floor, all tied up for the first time since the scoreboard read 0-0. Holder pump fakes a three, near side wing, penetrates, stops, takes a jumper, and gets it to fall in. Deontay Holder gets it to fall, makes it 12-10. Student Prince is on top, 10.5 to play in the first half.
Yeah, and it's good to see what you can do moving the basketball if you're Heidelberg, because really they got to create a mismatch there in the zone.
Ryan Carapaz drives from the far side wing, tries to lay it off the glass. It's no good. Holder gets the rebound, flips it to Moxley, to Collins in the far side corner. Back out to Moxley, top of the key, pump fakes a three-pointer, steps towards the free throw line, a whistle and a foul on the floor called against the Cardinals as they bumped one of the Heidelberg players. Grant Finner going to check back into the game. He'll replace the freshman Clark. The foul is going to be called on, what are they going to get that on?
They got it on Andre Bradley, I believe.
It'll be on Bradley, his first. That'll be team's third. Stops the clock with 10:12 to go. Here in the first half, Cardinals trailing by 2. Inbound pass goes to Collins in the far side corner, and he traveled. Pump fake the three-pointer and looked to penetrate on the left baseline. Shuffled his feet. That'll be turnover number 3 of the game for the Student Princes.
Yeah, just took an extra step there and was unable to penetrate the gap that time.
10-10 to go here in the first half from the right center. Otterbein down 12-10, and a low-scoring affair for both of these teams. Near side wing, it's the freshman, Ryan Carapaz. Tosses back to Jake Phillips, high on the left side of the floor. And Phillips will do what he's done the entire game and slow things down and try to milk out this shot clock. Phillips with 5 points, the leading scorer for the Cardinals right now. High on the left side of the floor, 10 to go. He's being double teamed, and he's bumped near center circle. Moxley, I think they're going to get either Moxley or Pruitt for the foul. Both of them were there. We'll see who they get the foul. It's going to go on Pruitt. That'll be his first, and it will be team's fourth. And the B team will check back into the ball game for the Student Princes as the starters will have a seat on the bench. 9:49 to go in the first half. And Otterbein down 12-10.
This is the type of teams Otterbein really struggles with. Teams with depth, and they need to be able to match that depth.
Andre Bradley drives left baseline, kicks out Carapaz, far side corner, and the freshman buries a three-pointer to give the Cardinals their first lead of the game, 13-12. They're on top, 9:37 to play in the first half.
Yeah, it's a big three for Carapaz. He's struggled the last few games, but right there, starting to get going, hopefully, in this ball game.
Taylor starts the offense, top of the key for the Student Princes, picks up his dribble, feeds it to Grothaus, far side wing, back to Taylor, top of the key, sends it into the near side corner to Taylor, looks to drive, back out, far side corner, three-pointer on the way, and nothing but nylon for Andrew Grothaus, the freshman out of St. John's High School, and he gives the Student Princes the lead again, 15-13, with 9:10 to play in the first half. Jake Phillips high on the right side of the floor, steps up to the far side wing, steps inside the arc now between the leg dribble. He'll bring it back out and reset the offense. 15 on the shot clock, 9 to play here in the first half, and Otterbein down 15-13. Phillips looks to split 2 defenders, and he's bumped and fouled as he looks to drive. Nice play that time by Jake to draw the contact and get the whistle and the foul. Mark McEwen and Brian McKenzie to check back into the ballgame.
And that's something Phillips is so good with. He can really mix it up coming off the screen. There's times where he turns down the ball screen. There's times where he'll come off high and try and force that guy that's going to come double and get it to the roll man. And then there's other times that what he just did there is he tried to split the defense. So Jake Phillips really so good off the ball screen.
The foul on Grothaus, his second. He'll have a seat on the bench. Inbound pass goes to Phillips in the far side corner. Otterbein down by 2, 8:45 to play in the first half. Phillips high on the right side of the floor, guarded tightly there by Taylor. Dribbles back near center circle, 16 on the shot clock to McEwen, far side corner. Lets it down low to Grant Finner. Finner posting up, goes up with a shot off the glass. It's short, tipped into the far side corner. Rebound hauled in by James Hanley. and he'll flip it to Taylor down the floor. Taylor, near side wing, looks to drive, kicks it into the near side corner, picked up there by Hanley. Back out to the top of the key. Over to Taylor again, high on the right side of the floor. 17 on the shot clock, 8:15 on the game clock. Into the far side corner, 3 on the way from Hanley is off the mark, no good. Brian McKenzie, the 5th best rebounder in the conference coming into today, gets the board for the Cardinals, who trail by 2. Phyllis, near side wing, looks to drive, stops. Hands it off in the middle of the lane to Mark McEwen, who goes up with a bank shot and gets it to fall, and he's fouled, and Mark McEwen will go to the left charity stripe and try to convert on the old-fashioned three-point play. And Elijah, the first time today that Otterbein didn't try to milk the shot clock, they just attacked as soon as they got it across the time stripe.
Yeah, it was a good call that time by Phyllis to penetrate in the gap, and really did a great job of being able to penetrate that gap. And once he saw the big man come over and help, he went right inside to Mark McEwen. McEwen drew the contact, was able to finish.
The foul on DeAvery Collins. That'll be his second, and it will be team's 6th. Mark McEwen coming into today's game, a 71% free throw shooter. The first one's up, and it sits on the lip of the rim, and it's no good, but a whistle and a foul on the rebound called against the Cardinals with 8:01 to play here in the first half. Mark McEwen misses the free throw, a chance to give the Cardinals the lead, and we will stay tied at 15 apiece. The foul on McKenzie on the rebound, his second, team's 4th.
Yeah, for Brian McKenzie there, he's so good at crashing the glass, but that time, again, Hanley did a great job that time getting a body on him.
Kieri Binney checks back into the ballgame. He's yet to score a point here for the Student Princes. All tied up at 15 apiece. They have the ball on the right side of the floor. 7:50 to go. Binney looks to drive, right baseline, feeds it into the low block. Turnaround jumper up and good from the big guy, Maurice Hunter. The 6'5 freshman gets it to fall. He's bumped and fouled, and he'll go to the right charity stripe for a chance to make it the old-fashioned three-point play. The foul on Grant Finner. That's his first, and it will be team's 5th.
Yeah, they can't allow that, especially in the zone. You cannot allow them to penetrate the baseline and be able to get in those gaps, because once they do, that's a problem, really not being able to get it inside.
Hunter's free throws up and good. 75% free throw shooter coming into today's game. He converts on the old-fashioned three-point play. His first points of the game, and the Student Princes back on top, 18-15. 7:40 to go here in the first half. Cardinals struggle to get it across the time stripe. They do so with a pass high on the left side of the floor to McEwen. Tosses back now to Jake Phyllis near center circle. 16 on the shot clock, 7:30 on the game clock. Phyllis near center circle, steps up to the top of the key, trying to go off of a screen from Finner. 8 on the shot clock. Phyllis bounces it back out, top of the key. Grant Finner, 3 on the way, is short. Rebound picked up at the free throw line by Everett. He'll push it down the floor. Goes top of the key to Binney, into the far side corner. Catch and shoot three-pointer on the way is short. It bounces off the rim and off the top of the backboard, and it will be a turnover. That was Taylor on the three-pointer. Hits off the top of the backboard, and it will turn over to the Cardinals.
Yeah, and if you're Otterbein, you'll take Heidelberg shooting those shots from about 25 feet out as opposed to a dunk inside. So good defensive possession that time by the Cards.
Cards down by 3. A fast-moving game, but a low-scoring game here so far. 7 minutes to play in the first half. Phyllis gets the pass high on the left side of the floor from Miller, and they're going to get a 10-second violation against the Cardinals as they took too long to try to get the ball across the time stripe.
Yeah, and Mark McEwen that time probably should have skipped that ball to Jake Phyllis. That's what he's going over to tell him, but that was a play right there that really Jake Phyllis was open on the other side of the floor, and that's what you like to do in a zone type of press, is you want to skip that ball across the court. That time McEwen didn't have his head up and turned the ball over that time.
Starting 5 back on the floor for Heidelberg. Student Prince's season isn't going to end here today. Win, lose, or draw, they're guaranteed to be in the OAC tournament, just trying to improve their seed here today. They're on top 18-15. They have the ball on the right side of the floor. Under 7 minutes to play here in the first half. Binney, top of the key, pump fakes a three-pointer, steps inside the arc, goes to Moxley, top of the key, rifles it out to Binney, far side corner, but a whistle and a foul before the pass with 6:39 to play here in the first half. Whistled against the Cardinals. And checking into the game is Clark. The foul's going to go against Jake Phyllis, his first, team's 6th. Clark checks into the game, replaces Grant Finner. So the Student Princes will re-inbound the ball from the right baseline on top 18-15. Inbound pass goes to the top of the key. Catch and shoot three-pointer on the way, and nothing but nylon from Pruitt. The freshman out of Cleveland knocks it down, his first three-point field goal of the game. 21-15. Heidelberg on top. 6:27 to play here in the first half from the right center. Jake Phillips will dribble high on the left side of the floor. Looks up at the scoreboard, hanging above midcourt to see how much time there is left. 15 on the shot clock. He's going to pull up for a three-pointer. It's off the mark. No good. Tipped into the backcourt. Jackson Blue comes up with the rebound. Feeds it to Moxley. Picks up his dribble at the right elbow. Back to Binney. Top of the key. Goes into the low post. Down low. Battling for possession out to Moxley. Top of the key. Goes to Holder in the near side wing. Inside to the high post to Jackson Blue. Blue out to Moxley with 15 on the shot clock. And Heidelberg on top 21 to 15. Far side corner. Quick three-pointer on the way. Up and good from Thierry Binney. Sophomore out of Cincinnati Coleraine gets his first field goal of the game. And Heidelberg will have their largest lead of the game, 24 to 15, with 5:51 to play here in the ballgame. We'll have a timeout on the floor. We'll take one with them. You're listening to Otterbein Basketball on your home of the Cardinals, 97.5 WOBS.
Hey Cardinal fans, Otterbein Athletics on the Radio is brought to you in part by Westerville Automotive. Serving the Westerville area for 20 years, they have 2 locations on Westerville Road and in the Uptown area, just seconds away from Otterbein on Main Street. They're on the web at westervilleautomotive.com. You can follow them on Facebook at Westerville Automotive Uptown or call them at 614-890-6700. That's Westerville Automotive.
Cardinals trailing by 9, 24 to 15. 5:51 to play here in the first half. David Kinder alongside me, Elijah Gonzalez. So the Otterbein basketball coming out of the timeout. Mark McEwen to inbound from the right baseline. Cardinals so far shooting just 33% from the field. Heidelberg 45%. McEwen running the length of the baseline. Tosses it into Miller the third in the far side corner. Miller struggles to get across the time stripe and he's bumped and fouled before he can do so. 5:46 to play in the first half. And that will put Otterbein in the single bonus, so Miller will be shooting 1-1 from the left line. The foul goes on Holder, his first team's 7th.
And for Otterbein, they need to continue to get to the free throw line. Coach Purley mentioned it in the pregame, but they've yet to really see many attempts for the free throw line, had not gone down.
The first one up from Miller is off the crossbar, no good. Cards 0 for 2 from the charity stripe so far today, 24-15. Otterbein trails. Heidelberg basketball on the right side of the floor. 5.5 minutes to play here in the first half. In the near side corner, it's Blue. Blue kicks it out to Moxley, near side wing, catch and shoot three-pointer. No good, rebound loose, and it's picked up by Andre Bradley, who flips it down the floor to Miller. Pump fakes a layup and lays it up and in, right of the rim. Great job by Trey Miller to get down the floor, and an even better pass from Andre Bradley to find him down there. Miller lays it up and in. He's got 5 points now, 24-17. Otterbein trails. 5:07 to play here in the first half. Heidelberg basketball on the right side of the floor. 15 on the shot clock. Moxley, top of the key, sends it over to Holder, far side wing. Works it into the low block, and it's stolen away by Trey Miller, and a whistle and a foul. Miller ripped it away from Pruitt. Trey thought he had a clean steal. The officials say otherwise. They whistle him for the foul, and that will be the 7th team foul, and it will put Pruitt at the charity stripe to shoot 1-1. What'd you see there, Elijah?
Well, I saw the referee that had his back turned to the play make the call, so that was definitely an interesting call, and I don't think that referee had a good angle because it looked like Trey Miller stripped that ball clean from the front.
Pruitt, a 61% free throw shooter, knocks down the first one. Heidelberg 4 for 4 from the charity stripe to start this game. Otterbein 0 for 2. 4:57 to play in the first half, 25-17. The orange and black on top of the tan and cardinal. Pruitt, the freshman, takes 3 dribbles, looks at the rim, spins the ball in his hand and lets it fly, and he knocks down both of the free throws.
And now if you're Otterbein, you cannot let this game get into double figures by halftime. You have to be able to bring this game back even a little more than it already is.
Pruitt leads all scorers now with 8 points, 26-17. Otterbein trails. They have the ball on the left side of the floor in their tan uniforms with cardinal trim, lettering and numbering. 4:45 to go in the first half. 15 on the shot clock. Miller high on the right side of the floor. Steps up to the near side wing, backs his way out of some trouble, tosses back far side wing to McEwen with 8 on the shot clock. McEwen at the free throw line, loses the dribble, picks it back up, steps outside the arc, and he banks in a three-pointer. Mark McEwen with a clutch shot right there with only 2 on the shot clock. 26-20. Otterbein trails with 4:20 to play here in the first half.
That was a nice shot by Mark McEwen. The bank apparently open here today.
It'll be Student Prince's basketball on the right side of the floor. They'll feed it down low to Holder, who tosses it backwards, and there for a layup is James Hanley, the sophomore out of Bishop Reedy. Lays it up and in, his first field goal of the game, 28-20. Student Prince is on top, 4:02 to play in the first half. Bradley trying to get a pass from Mark McEwen after McEwen takes the inbound pass, and McEwen flips it over his head, and it goes out of bounds into the crowd, and that'll be turnover number 4 for the Cardinals, with 3:59 to play here in the first half, trailing by 8.
And Otterbein had on that last possession, you have to have the guard drop down in the zone and not allow the cutter when you get that ball in the short corner, but they didn't do that, and a great job of executing by Heidelberg to get a guy in the corner and be able to drop him in and finish the layup on that left side.
Heidelberg basketball, fresh shot clock on the right side of the floor. We'll try to work it inside to Taylor, goes top of the key to Benson. Back over to Taylor on the far side wing. He'll dribble top of the key, passes to Benny. Near side wing, bounces it to Taylor, steps inside the arc, takes a leading jumper left of the lane. It's no good. Rebound hauled in by Hunter down low. Goes with a putback. It's no good, but a whistle and a foul with 3:28 to play here in the first half, and Otterbein trailing by 8. The foul going to be called on Clark, his first, team's 8th.
And again, no box out that time for the Cardinals, but David, looking at the play right now of Heidelberg, when they insert Benny into the lineup, they just had a totally different dynamic, and really Benny's done a great job of just running the show and being a floor general out there on the floor wall, also contributing here in the ballgame.
Hunter's first free throw up, sits on the lip of the rim, and it falls in. Heidelberg a perfect 5 for 5 from the charity stripe. Hunter with 4 points now in the game. Mark McEwen will have a seat on the bench. Grant Finner checks into the ballgame to replace him. A 9-point game. 3:38 to play here in the first half from the right center. A pretty good crowd on hand here for Senior Day. One of the bigger crowds we've seen all season long. Second free throw up, it's short, no good. First missed free throw of the game for the Student Princes. Comes with 3:35 to play in the first half. They're on top 29-20. Phyllis near side wing, he looks to penetrate. Stops at the free throw line, kicks it to Miller, far side corner. Lets a three-pointer fly, it's no good. Tipped around, loose ball. Hunter comes up with it for the Student Princes. Tosses it down the floor to Taylor. He has a fast break down the middle of the lane. He goes up with a shot, and he's called for the offensive charge. Great job by Trey Miller to take the charge, and that'll turn it over to the Cardinals with 3:19 to go here in the first half. Otterbein trailing 29-20.
Yeah, Trey Miller took that shot off the bounce. Probably wasn't the shot that Otterbein was looking for in that situation, but then he was able on the other end to make up for it and get the charge call on the other side of the floor, so good job by Trey Miller that time.
Taylor's first, team's 8th. Phyllis gets the inbound pass. He looks to go coast to coast with it. Down the left side of the lane, lays it up, it's no good. Miller gets the offensive rebound for the Cards. A fresh shot clock with 3:07 to play here in the first half. Down by 9, 29-20. Miller high on the right side of the floor, guarded tightly there by Taylor. Steps up far side wing, hands off to Jake Phillips. Phillips pulls up for a three-pointer, far side wing, no good. Grant Fenner gets the offensive rebound, and he gets the putback in the middle of the lane.
That's a good finish by Fenner and a great job of getting on the offensive glass. We haven't seen that a lot in this ball game. The Cards need to keep doing that on the inside.
First field goal of the game for Grant Fenner. Quick two-pointer from the far side corner on the way from Hunter is air ball. Bradley comes up with a loose ball for the Cards. Otterbein trails 29-22. 2.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Bradley high on the right side of the floor, looks over to the near sideline to get the call from Coach Euler, who's instructing him to milk some of this clock and slow things down. 13 on the shot clock. Miller the third, far side wing, bounces into the low post to Grant Finner. Turnaround jumper, no good. He fell down. There's no foul call. 29-22, Otterbein trails. 2:15 to go in the first half. Pull up three-pointer, far side wing, spins in from the far side wing. It looked like it was going to rattle out, but it falls in for Benny. That'll make it 32-22. Cards trail by 10. 2:02 to play in the first half. Phillips gets it across the time stripe, right to left. Down the middle of the lane, kicks it out to Finner. Near side wing, wide open. Three-pointer is off the mark. Rebound picked up in the near side corner by Hunter. 1:52 to go in the first half, and the Cardinals down by 10. Benny, top of the key. He's going to pull up for a three-pointer all by himself. It's off the mark. Tipped around. Hunter gets the loose ball. Goes up with a putback. It's no good, but he's fouled. And we'll see Hunter go to the right charity stripe and shoot two with 1:42 to play here in the first half, and the Cardinals trailing 32-22.
And again on the offensive glass, though, David, they give up another offensive rebound, and now they're giving up some free throws here to Heidelberg. But the last few possessions, Grant Fenner just really not finding the stroke right now, and he's going to have to be able to find that if Otterbein wants to stay in this ball game.
First free throw up and good from Hunter, nothing but nylon. He's 3 for 4 from the charity stripe so far today. The foul on Miller, his second, team's 9th. Griffin Robinette will check into the ball game for the Cardinals, as will Mark McEwen, replacing Miller and Clark. Ryan Carapaz into the game. Not Robinette, Carapaz into the game. Second free throw on the way. It's short, off the lip, no good. Grant Fenner gets the board for the Cardinals. They trail by 11. 1:37 to go here in the first half, in need of some motivation to take into the locker room. Bradley, high on the right side of the floor, is going to slow things down as he backs off towards center circle.
I mentioned this game has to be in the single digits at halftime, and right now the Cardinals have a minute and 23 to change that.
33-22, Otterbein trails. 7 on the shot clock. McEwen, far side corner, pump fakes a 3. Pivoting on his right foot to Bradley, top of the key. 1 on the shot clock at the buzzer. Yes, sir. Andre Bradley buries a 3-pointer at the shot clock violation. Buzzer going off. 33-25. Cardinals trail. 1 minute to play here in the first half. They'll work it inside to Hunter. Kicks it back out to Hanley. Far side wing. 3 on the way, and he responds with a 3-pointer of his own. 53 seconds to play in the first half, and the pass thrown down the floor and goes out of bounds on the far sideline. It's going to be tipped out of bounds by the Student Princes. It's going to stay with the Cardinals. Bradley will re-inbound. 52 seconds to play here in the first half, and Otterbein down 36-25. Bradley inbounds it near center circle to Jake Phillips. Phillips dribbles high on the right, guarded tightly there by Taylor. 20 on the shot clock, 45 on the game clock. Otterbein down 36-25. Phillips being double teamed. Goes far side wing to McEwen. 3-pointer on the way. He's off the mark. Rebound hauled in by James Handler. He'll flip it down the floor to Taylor, who gets it across the time stripe, left to right. Goes into the far side corner to Pruitt. 3-pointer on the way. No good. Hanley gets the rebound near side corner. He's going to pull up for his own 3-pointer. It's short. Tipped around into the backcourt. A whistle and a foul down low. Everett gets the rebound for the Student Princes, but they're going to be called for a foul in the attempting to get the rebound. The foul is going to go against Pruitt. It'll be his first, and it'll be team's 9th. And they'll flip the floor, and the Cardinals will come down to the left side of the floor and shoot 1-1. 22 seconds to play here in the first half, and they trail 36-25.
Yeah, and that's a good job, though, by Grant Fenner. You get a body on him, you're going to get the foul call. So now, again, though, David, it's going to be crucial that the Cardinals are able to put this to a 9-point game before the half, because just having a double-digit game at halftime is not what they need right now.
Fenner's first of the 1-1, up and good. That was Fenner's first shots from the charity stripe today. It comes with 22 seconds to go. Elijah, that was the first free throw made of the game for the Cardinals as well. Just to make it a 9-point game. This junior from Shelby lets it fly, and he knocks it down. Grant Fenner with 4 points. It's a 9-point game, 36-27. Otterbein trail. Shot clock's turned off. 18 seconds to go here in the half. We'll see if Heidelberg makes this the final shot of the first half. They have the ball on the right side of the floor. It's Taylor, high on the right side. Tosses back near center circle. Or it's picked up by Pruitt. Pruitt, far side wing, takes a jumper, right of the lane, it's no good. McEwen gets the rebound with 3 to go. McEwen with 1 to go. Desperation shot from half court is off the glass and no good. And the first half of action comes to an end from the right center with the Student Princes on top by a score of 36-27. Stay with us on the other side of the break as we'll have the VMI Federal Credit Union halftime show for you. 36-27, Otterbein trails at intermission. You're listening to Otterbein Basketball on your home of the Cardinals, 97.5 WOBN.
Hey, I'm Shelby, and I love pop culture.
Hey, I'm Al, and I love music.
And together, we make Top Tunes.
It's kind of like a baby.
But not really.
So tune in every Thursday from 1 to 3 p.m.
Only on WOBN 97.5 and streaming live on WOBN.net.
That's right, Shelbs.
If your study time is also snack time, watch out. Snacks can contain huge amounts of fat that stays on your body longer after the treat is gone. If you want to look great when the winter clothes come off, make good food choices. Tame your sugar cravings with fruit, a small bowl of whole grain cereal, or even dill pickles. If it's salt you want, try popcorn, but skip the butter. Drink non-fat milk, yogurt, and swap the hamburger for a salad. And if you have to be inside anyway, you might as well take a trip to the gym.
Hi, I'm Mark McEwen, forward on your Otterbein basketball team, and you're listening to Cardinal Basketball on 97.5 WOBN in Westville, Ohio, your source for Otterbein athletics.
Fewer than 5 out of 100 people give blood. Ever wonder why they do it?
It's the one thing that we can do that we can always afford to do, and hey, you get a snack afterwards, so.
Snacks are great. I never knew my blood type, and I found out in doing this that I'm O negative, so there's that added pressure knowing that everyone can use my blood at any time, and so I feel like it's my responsibility.
It's a little extra bragging power, too, knowing that you're a universal giver.
Yeah, I'm pretty special.
Call 1-800-RED-CROSS or visit redcrossblood.org to make an appointment today.
Hey, loser, give me your lunch money.
But I need it to eat today.
Too bad, you little twerp. I'm taking it, and you can't stop me.
Somebody help me! Ouch!
Nobody's gonna help you, loser.
Every day, thousands of children are bullied at school. The worst part is that it can be prevented. Find out what you can do to put an end to bullying by visiting stopbullying.gov. Don't be a bystander. Take action against bullying. Stopbullying.gov.
Here to the Reich Center in Westerville, where at halftime the Otterbein Cardinals trailed the Student Princes of Heidelberg in the season finale by a score of 36-27. David Kinder alongside me, Elijah Gonzalez. This is the BMI halftime show. BMI Federal Credit Union, open to everyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school. And Franklin, Licking, Fairfield, Madison Union, Delaware, or Morrow County. BMI Credit Union, federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration. Let's take a look at the statistics for today's game in the first half. As we said, the Cardinals on top by a score of 36-27, and pretty evenly matched game for both teams here, Elijah, so far. And as we pull up the stats, as technology always loves to fail us, here they are. Otterbein shooting 34% from the field in the first half, 10 of 29 from the field. They are 5 of 15 from three-point land and 2 of 4 from the charity stripe. 17 rebounds, 5 of them offensively, just 4 turnovers for the Cardinals. For Heidelberg, 40% from the field, 12 of 30, 5 of 18 from long range, 7 of 9 at the charity stripe, 23 rebounds, 8 of them offensively. They too have turned the ball over just 4 times. Leading scorer at halftime for the Cardinals, Jake Phillips has 5 points, as does Daryl Miller III and Mark McEwen. So the Cards doing a good job of spreading around their scoring. Leading scorer right now for Heidelberg at intermission, it's Pruitt. He's sitting on 9 points, 3 of 5 from the floor, including 1 3-point field goal. And Elijah, if you're Coach Euler in the locker room right now, trailing 36-27, you got to be pretty pleased with the way things are going.
Yeah, you do. And, you know, I think mostly the reason that he's probably happy is because they've been able to run their game plan. They've been able to do that, and that's something that he talked about on Wednesday night, is even though they lost a tough one against Marietta, he thought that they executed the game plan well in the first half. Now the question is, can they put it together for one more half? Because really the Cardinals in the first half, you know, a few balls bounced the other direction, and Otterbein, you know, possibly has the lead in this ball game. So really looking at the rest of the way, it is going to be, can the Cardinals be able to continue to execute their game plan for not just 20 minutes, but for 40 minutes.
3 Cardinals with 5 points at halftime. No one has any more points than that for Otterbein, so they're really spreading around the scoring, but you get the feeling that if they want to have success in the second half, someone's going to have to take over.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, looking at the statistical numbers and things and guys that need to take over, you look and you got to think it's got to be Mark McEwen. You know, he's taken 7 shots, he's 2 of 7, but if you look at the shots that Mark McEwen has taken in this ball game, it's been a game in which McEwen has really just shot the ball. He's gotten good looks, just has struggled from the floor. So I think if McEwen continues to get these open looks, I would expect him to be the guy.
Can I quote Waterboy?
You can.
Last game of the year, Brent can't hold anything back.
That is true.
36-27, Otterbein trails at halftime. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll get you caught up on the other scores from the other OAC games, as well as what's going on in Tiffin with the Lady Cardinals. You're listening to Otterbein Basketball, your home of the Cardinals, 97.5 WOBN.
There's many pirates that sail these 7 seas. Barbosa, Blackbeard, Jack Sparrow. But there be only one pirate you need care about. The MC DJ MC. Every Thursday from 8 to 10 he sails for pirate radio on WOBN. Playing everything you want to hear on your college radio station. The Wild Card.
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov. A message from USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
I'm Drew Brees, and being a dad means the world to me. And one of the most important things any parent can do is make sure their kids get active at least 60 minutes each day. Studies show that physical activity not only helps kids stay healthy, it can enhance important skills like concentration and problem solving, which can improve academic performance. This means physical activity can help your kids in the most important game of all, life. Learn more at fitness.gov.
Brought to you by HHS.
Hi, fans. This is your voice of the Otterbein Cardinals, Bob Kennedy, and you're listening to the voice of Otterbein Athletics, 97.5 WOBN, your home for Cardinal Athletics.
At highway speeds, the average text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. That's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Stop texts, stopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is the Money Man, host of your favorite morning show. Thanks for tuning in. WOBN 97.5 FM, Westerville, Ohio. Streaming online at WOBN.net. That's the Money Man Morning Show. 6 a.m. to 7 live, 9 to 10 replay. Right here on the Wild Card.
Otterbein trailing at halftime, and I'll tell you, Elijah, the fans getting their money's worth today.
Yeah,
A jump rope competition going on at half court right now. The guys and gals, I should say, doing it wearing Ohio State T-shirts. So I'm assuming they're from OSU, and they're putting on a show right now for the fans.
Yeah, they are. You know, giving these Senior Day fans their money's worth here at Otterbein.
27-36, Otterbein down at halftime to Heidelberg. David Kinder alongside me, Elijah Gonzalez. Let's get you the scores of the other OAC games going on right now. Also at halftime, Golden Wallace is trailing Capital at home 35-32, and also at halftime, Mount Union on top at home against Wilmington 45-33. 9 minutes, to go in the first half between ONU and Marietta. And the Pioneers on top of the Polar Bears 29-18, and John Carroll all over Muskingum. Just 4 minutes to go in that game, and the Blue Streaks at home on top of the Muskies 90-68. Also going on up in Tiffin right now at halftime, Coach Connie Richardson's team looking to improve their seed number. They are on top 38-29 at intermission up in Tiffin. Leading scorers at halftime is Danny Kissel with 11 and Abby Maduri, who has 7 points.
Yeah, and really the women's side, again, they're getting their tune up. You know that they're going to be in the OAC tournament, and for Coach Connie Richardson's team, it's been another up and down season, but really they've had a lot of games where if they play well, they can be one of the best teams in the conference. But then again, it's which team shows up for Coach Richardson, because when the team that's playing right now in Tiffin is showing up, they're very tough to beat. But when they have that game that they did against Marietta, a team they probably should have beat, that team shows up, they're in trouble the rest of the way.
36-27, Otterbein's down at halftime. We'll step aside once more. When we come back, we'll have the season's last Truly Nolan trivia question. You're listening to Otterbein Basketball, and you're home of the Cardinals, 97.5 WOBN.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now, before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
On the Cardinal Sports Wrap, you won't hear any of this. Or this. Nope, just two dudes talking about grown men wearing tights throwing around balls. You know, manly things.
That broadcast school has really paid off.
The Cardinal Sports Wrap, playing none of America's best music. Catch it Mondays 5 to 7, only on 97.5 WOBN.
People think saving money is hard, but really, it's easy. It's as simple as changing a few spending habits. For free tips on how to save the easy way, check out feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
This is head basketball coach Brian Euler, and you're listening to 97.5 WOBN. Your home for Cardinal Athletics.
As a referee, I pay attention for a living. While I'm busy watching the game, I need your help keeping an eye on the stands.
If you see something that doesn't look quite right, tell a law enforcement official.
We all play an important role in protecting our communities, and you can help.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
If you see something, say something is used with permission by the New York Metropolitan Transportation Authority.
36-27, Otterbein down at halftime. David Kinder alongside me, Elijah Gonzalez. And Elijah, I think we could just tell the teams to stay in the locker room.
Yeah, I've watched this all day.
This jump rope competition they got going on is pretty exciting.
Yeah, and really, you got your money's worth. You came to the game today, but yeah, no, a great performance, and yeah, I think that was the loudest cheer we've heard all game from either side.
All season probably here in the Wright Center. Let's get you the Truly Nolan trivia question, the last one of the year. Truly Nolan Pest Control on Huntley Road in Columbus. Truly Nolan specializes in treatment of unwanted pests, rodents, spiders, bed bugs, termites, and stinging insects. Night Termite, that's Truly Nolan Pest Control, 614-448-5030. Today's trivia question, we all know in 1976, the American Basketball Association merged with the National Basketball Association. Our trivia question is, who won the very last ABA title before those two leagues merged? Is it A, the New York Nets, B, the Spirit of St. Louis, C, the Indiana Pacers, or D, the Spurs of San Antonio?
You don't have the right answer.
Who won? Yes, I do.
It's the Flint Tropics.
Oh, yeah, the Flint Tropics under Jackie Moon.
Yes.
Who was the player, the PA announcer, the owner, the coach. He did it all. But
yes, they
again,
won.
the options, the Nets, the Spirit of St. Louis, the Pacers, or the Spurs. Who won the last ABA title before that league merged with the NBA in '76? As always, we'll give you the answer to today's trivia question during the first time out of the second half. Tweet your answers to WOBN or put them on Facebook, and be sure to follow WOBN on all forms of social media.
And if you're so blessed, you can text me or David your answer, but there's very few people that are that lucky.
It's a select number. We'll step aside once more. When we come back, we'll have the second half action for you. You're listening to Otterbein Basketball, and you're home, the Cardinals, 97.5 WOBN.
You're listening to 97.5 WOBN FM, Westerville, Ohio.
Otterbein wins! Otterbein wins!
Your home for Cardinal Athletics. Hey Cardinal fans, Otterbein Athletics on the Radio is brought to you in part by Westerville Automotive. Serving the Westerville area for 20 years, they have two locations on Westerville Road and in the Uptown area, just seconds away from Otterbein on Main Street. They're on the web at westervilleautomotive.com. You can follow them on Facebook at Westerville Automotive Uptown or call them at 614-890-6700. That's Westerville Automotive.
This is head basketball coach Brian Euler, and you're listening to 97.5 WOBN. Your home for Cardinal Athletics.
Welcome back here to the Wright Center in Westerville, the season finale for the Cardinals, who will miss the OAC tournament for their second straight year, so playing for nothing but pride. But the lone senior on this team, Mark McEwen, they're down 36-27 at halftime. David Kinder alongside me. Elijah Gonzalez, as we said earlier, these two teams have been playing for a very long time. This is the 154th all-time meeting between the Student Princes and the Cardinals. They first played back in 1907, the same year Heidelberg joined the OAC. Cardinals would join it in 1921, so two very historic members of the conference, and Cards going for their 83rd all-time victory against Heidelberg, and looking for their first one this year. They lost the first time they played this year, 100-89 up in Tiffin. 36-27, Cardinals down at halftime as both teams make their way back out onto the floor for the second half. Cardinals will have their starting five out there to start the second half of Phyllis, McKenzie, Miller, Finner, and McEwen. And Heidelberg will have their starting five of Holder, Blue, Binney, Collins, and Moxley. The Otterbein basketball to start the second half. Inbound pass will go to Phyllis, high on the left side of the floor. 36-27, the Cardinals trail in their tan uniforms, red lettering and numbering and trim. Heidelberg in their Halloween uniforms, all black with orange lettering, numbering, and trim. Into the near side corner, Miller, quick three-pointer on the way. Trey Miller knocks it down and starts the second half in style for Otterbein.
Yeah, that's what Otterbein needs out of Trey Miller. Again, they need him to shoot the basketball that way if they want to be in this ballgame.
Heidelberg basketball, left side of the floor, their first possession here of the second half. Collins, near side wing, guarded tightly by Phyllis. Tosses to Binney, far side wing, back to Collins. Near side corner, tries to penetrate down low into the middle of the lane, kicks into the far side corner to Binney. 10 on the shot clock. to Collins. Far side wing, guarded by Miller. Goes into the low post to Pruitt. Turnaround jumper from the free throw line. No good. Knocked out of bounds. It goes out of bounds on the left baseline. Looked like from up here that Mark McEwen was the one who knocked it out of bounds, but the officials say it was Benny who knocked it out.
You know, that was a makeup call, even though it wasn't called because it was over the back clearly, but that ball did go off Mark McEwen. They just got away with one, the Cardinals.
McEwen kind of looked at the official, surprised that he actually got the call, but it will be Cardinal basketball, trailing by 6. Phillips brings it across the time stripe, left to right. 1 minute gone here in the second half of play. Phillips near center circle to McKenzie, high on the right side of the floor. Feeds it to Miller in the corner. He just hit a three-pointer the last time Otterbein was down the floor. 10 on the shot clock. McKenzie, near side wing, trying to go off of a screen from McEwen. Gets it back to Mark. Mark, near side corner. 4 on the shot clock. Posting up in the low block. Left-handed hook shot is up and no good. Rebound hauled in by Jackson Blue. Heidelberg up by 6. 18:37 to play. They'll feed it into the low block to Pruitt. Posting up on McEwen. Turns, faces the basket. Back out, top of the key to Moxley. Over to Collins on the far side wing. Goes to Jackson Blue. Left of the lane. Spinning. Goes into the middle of the lane. Turnaround jumper. Sits on the front of the rim and it falls in. And a whistle and a foul. Are they going to say that foul was on the floor?
They're going to say, I believe the basket's going to count. Yes, it will. Wow. So it's going to go against Heidelberg, but the basket will count, I believe.
The basket will count. They'll keep it on the board. 38-30. Heidelberg on top after Pruitt knocks down that jumper in the middle of the lane. But they're also going to call Heidelberg, I believe, for an elbow.
Yeah, they got it on Pruitt.
It'll be Pruitt's third, and it'll be team's first here in the second half. Inbound pass to McKenzie, near side corner, being double teamed. Flips it over his head to Grant Finner. Finner still has to get it across the time stripe to McKenzie. Gets it across the time stripe, left to right, with 20 on the shot clock. 18:30 to play here in the second half, and Otterbein down by 8. McKenzie high on the right side of the floor. The Cardinals in no hurry here. They're going to try to milk some of this clock. Finner, far side corner, looks to drive. He has the ball stripped away by Benny, and he comes up with the loose basketball and walks it down the floor right to left. Gets it across the chest of Cardi. Goes to Moxley in the near side corner. Pump fakes a 3. Looks to drive. Back out to Benny. Wide open three-pointer. Far side wing on the way. Off the crossbar. No good. Blue gets the rebound. He has it stripped away from behind by Miller, but picks it back up. Back out to Collins near side wing. 3 on the way. No good. A whistle and a foul on the rebound. Rebound was hauled in by the Student Princes. Struggling to see who it is. The player's slow to get up.
Yeah,
it was
Benny.
Benny. It was Benny who got the rebound, and he hit the deck hard as he was pushed by Grant Finner. Finner's going to have a seat on the bench. His second team's first. Clark comes into the game to replace him. Benny slow to get up. Appears to be okay now, though. Jackson Blue going to check into the ball game as well for the Student Princes. 38-30. Cardinals trail. 17:43 to go here in the ball game. Inbound pass from the left baseline goes deep into the backcourt to Benny. He drives down the left side of the lane, kicks it out to Collins, near side corner, cuts his way towards the hoop, takes a jumper, spins in and out. Miller gets the rebound, no good. Miller brings it down the floor, left to right, almost loses the handle on the basketball, picks it back up, flips it to McEwen, who goes to McKenzie, far side wing. Bryant looks to drive, picks up his dribble in the low block, out to McEwen, far side wing with 17 on the shot clock. Cardinals trail 38-30. 17:20 to go in the game. Phillips has the ball now near center circle. Between the legs dribble. Looks to drive. Far side wing. Pull up three-pointer on the way. Jake Phillips. Yes, sir. Phillips is able to bury it. Make it 38-33. Cardinals trail.
Yeah, that's a good job by Jake Phillips. May have got away with a bit of a push off there, but a good job by Phillips to create separation, get the 3.
Benny, wide open three-pointer near side wing. He responds to the Jake Phillips three-pointer as he knocks down one of his own. 41-33. Heidelberg on top. A low-scoring affair here from the Reich Center. 16:50 to play in the ball game. McEwen gets it across the time stripe, high on the right side of the floor. Picks up his dribble now and tosses to Miller III, high on the left. Otterbein down 41-33. 16:40 to play here from the Reich Center in the season finale. Miller looks to drive, picks up his dribble. Out to Clark, far side wing, 3 on the way, won't go. Rebound hauled in by Blue. Flips it to Moxley, who gets it across the time stripe, right to left. Spins his way into the middle of the lane, loses the handle on the ball, and Clark comes up with a loose basketball for the Cardinals. Hits it off to Phillips, and Phillips is bumped hard at midcourt by Moxley. That'll be a foul on Moxley. It'll be team's second, and it will stop the clock with 16:23 to play here in the ball game. That was the first on Moxley.
And Trey Miller and Martin McEwen went right over the official and tried to plea for a three-point shot there by Phillips as he threw it up at the rim, but not going to get the call that time.
About 3 seconds after the whistle.
He did. Hey, he didn't put it on the deck. This is the NBA. That's a three-point shot.
Yeah, second team comes into the game for the Student Princes. They're on top 41-33. 6:17 to go in the game. Phyllis gets the inbound pass from the scorer's table, and now he'll dribble to the other side of the floor, high on the left. 20 on the shot clock. Goes to McEwen at the free throw line. McEwen posting up in the middle of the lane, tries to toss it back outside, looking for McKenzie, but the pass nowhere near Bryan, goes into the stands, out of bounds. Turnover at number 6 of the game for the Cardinals.
That was the old pull the chair out from underneath Mark McEwen that time as he tried to back him down. So definitely an interesting decision there by Heidelberg to do that on Mark McEwen.
4 minutes gone here in the second half. Otterbein trailing 41-33. They'll dump it to Hunter in the high post. Back out to Benny, top of the key. Skips it to Taylor on the near side wing. Taylor will try to find someone down low. Can't. Instead, throws far side wing to Holder. Holder tosses back to Taylor, near side wing. Loses the handle on the ball, picks it back up. Fade away jumper from the left baseline, and it goes for Taylor. He gets it to fall. 43-33. It's a 10-point game again. Here comes Phyllis storming down the floor. Goes down low to McKenzie. McKenzie goes up with a jumper from 2 feet out, right of the rim. No good, but he's hacked. And Brian McKenzie, the best free throw shooter the Cardinals have, will go to the right charity stripe, and he will shoot 2. The foul on Hunter. That'll be his second, team's third.
Yeah, and that's very rare for Otterbein to be able to get out into transition against a Heidelberg team that really likes to put full court pressure on. And David, this is a spot where Brian McKenzie rarely misses.
First up and good. He's a 90% free throw shooter on the season. A pair of freshmen will check into the game for the Cardinals. Griffin Robinette and Andre Bradley check into the game for Coach Euler.
Pretty young lineup out on the floor right now for the Cardinals. Besides Brian McKenzie, you got all sophomores and freshmen out on the floor right now.
You got 3 freshmen, a sophomore, and a junior on the floor. Second one up and good from McKenzie. His first points of the game, 43-35. Otterbein trails. 15:30 to go here in the ball game. Heidelberg basketball on the left side of the floor. Holder, near side wing, goes to Taylor in the near side corner, bounces it back, top of the key to Holder. He steps inside the arc, picks up his dribble, being bothered, tosses it over a far side wing to Everett. Back to Holder, near side wing to Taylor in the near side corner. 3 on the way, is off the rim. Miller gets the rebound in the backcourt. He has a one-on-one, bounces it down low to Griffin Robinette, who lays it up and in off the glass. Give Miller the assist, give Robinette the basket. 43-37, Cardinals trail. 5 minutes gone in the second half.
Yeah, David, if Trey Miller gets that to Robinette earlier, we may have seen the dunk on the other end for the Otterbein Cardinals.
We know we saw him do it in warm-ups. Near side corner, Holder pump fakes a three-pointer, drives left baseline, picks up his dribble in the middle of the lane. No call on the travel. They'll feed it back out to Taylor. Taylor passes off to Hanley in the far side corner. Driving right baseline, kicks it back out into the middle of the lane. Everett drives down the middle of the lane. Layup left of the rim is no good. Kick back out to Holder, near side wing. 3 on the way. Deontay Holder, the junior out of Licking Heights, knocks it down. And the Heidelberg converts on offensive rebounds. And they go up 46-37. On the right side of the floor, wide open three-pointer. Miller the third, near side corner, off the mark, no good. Tipped out of bounds on the right baseline, and they're going to say that it was Holder who knocks it out of the hands of Robinette and goes out of bounds on the right baseline. It's going to stay with the Cards.
That's a big miss there. That's a shot they need Trey Miller to continue to knock down. We saw him do it earlier in the second half, but he's going to have to continue to do that throughout the rest of this ball game.
46-37, Otterbein trails. Inbound pass goes to Clark in the high post. Goes to Robinette, top of the key to Bradley, near side wing. Tosses it back out to Robinette, top of the perimeter. Robinette looking to drive into the near side corner to Clark. 20 on the shot clock, 14:07 on the game clock. Otterbein down 46-37. They toss it back out to McKenzie, the most experienced player on the floor right now. Miller tries to skip it down low to Clark, and it's kicked away into the hands of the Student Princes, who have a fast break down the floor. Layup from Taylor right of the rim is no good. McKenzie gets the rebound, and he looks to push down the floor left to right. Now he'll slow things down. Gets it to Robinette, near side corner. Robinette down the right baseline. Layup up and no good, but the rebound hauled in by Clark. His putback is good, but they're going to wave off the basket and say a foul before the shot. With 13:45 to go here in the ball game, the Cardinals down 46-37. The foul is called against Everett, his first and team's fourth. It is a shooting foul, and Robinette will go to the right line and shoot 2.
It's a very late foul call there for Robinette. He got hit on the shot, but the referee didn't blow the whistle until Connor Clark made the layup on the other side of the rim.
Robinette with not a lot of experience at the charity stripe coming into today's game. 5 of 7. The first one bricks off the front of the rim. Moxie will check back into the ball game for the Student Princes, and he will replace Taylor. Robinette, who has 2 points in this game. Eyes up the second one, lets it fly, nothing but nylon. 46-38, Otterbein trails. 13:42 to go in the ball game, and Elijah, you get the feeling the Cardinals need a stop right here.
Yeah, you got to think that they really have to start getting stops on the defensive end.
Moxley, top of the key, wide open three-pointer, no good. Fighting for the rebound, Clark comes away with it. He rips it out of the hands of Hunter. That'll be Otterbein basketball going left to right, trailing 46-38. 13:22 to go in the game. Bradley high on the left side of the floor, guarded loosely by Holder. Bradley's going to try to milk some of this clock down. Bradley at the top of the key will bounce it into the low block. It's picked up by Clark, posting up, spins, pivots, jumper, spins in and out, no good. Rebounds hauled in by Hunter. Flips it to Moxley. Moxley to Hanley, far side wing. Pump fakes a three, steps inside the key. Goes down low to Everett. Everett's jumper sits on the lip of the rim, no good. Tipped out to Moxley, top of the key. He gets the offensive rebound. Fires to Hanley in the far side corner. Gets it back to Moxley, far side corner, rifles it to Holder, near side wing. Wide open three-pointer on the way, and he knocks it down. Deontay Holder knocks down a three-pointer from the near side wing. And the Student Princes increase their lead 49-38. Timeout on the floor called by Coach Euler with 12:41 to go here in the game. And Elijah offensive rebounds really killing the Cards.
Yeah, 12 of them for Heidelberg. They allowed against Marietta. I believe it was definitely in the double digits as well in that ball game. A.J. Edwards had 10 of the offensive rebounds for Marietta in that one. But, you know, really, Otterbein's just struggling to block out. It's all in the fundamentals right now for the Cardinals, and they just haven't contributed in that category of the basketball game so far.
Cardinals shooting 36% from the field. Heidelberg not much better, 37%. Cardinals really struggling from the charity stripe today, though, even though they haven't gotten there very often. 5 of 8, 62%, well below their season average, despite the fact, Elijah, they've only turned the ball over 7 times, which is very good for this Cardinal team.
Yeah, and really, they've done a great job at taking care of the basketball. You know, it's been very rare that they've let this Heidelberg pressure get to them, but if you're the Cardinals right now and you try and continue to slow down the tempo, there comes a point where you can't really slow down the tempo anymore, because you really got to start to get back in the ball game. You know, you're down double digits, and you can't keep trading baskets if you're the Cardinals. You need to find a way to get stops in the defensive end.
That's a timeout on the floor. It gives us a chance to answer our Julie Nolan trivia question. Our question, who won the last ABA title in 1976 before that league merged with the NBA? Was it A, the New York Nets, B, the Spirit of St. Louis, C, the Indiana Pacers, or D, the Spurs of San Antonio?
Oh, go New York Nets.
You're going to say the Nets, the last one of the year, and you get it right.
Yes.
The correct answer is the Nets. They win the last ABA crown in 1976. Next year, the league merged with the NBA. They finished 55-29. And they ended up beating the Denver Nuggets 4-2 in the ABA Finals that year. Good job, Elijah.
That was all for you on Senior Day. That was why I got it right.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
49-38. Otterbein trails out of the timeout. Jake Phillips falls down as he looks to drive, and the ball is picked up by Benny. Skips it down low to Moxley, lays it up off the glass. No good, but there for the rebound and the putback in the middle of the lane is Pruitt.
Yeah, and Heidelberg trying to get fancy that time, and could have been a highlight reel play there.
Yeah, they're trying to lay it off the glass and go for the dunk. Jake Phillips is all by himself on the right side of the floor. He catches the Heidelberg defense napping, and he lays it up and in right of the rim. Phillips with 10 points to lead the Cardinals in scoring now. 51-40. Otterbein trails. 12:05 to go here in the ball game.
Yeah, Jake Phillips even crossed the half-court line that time.
Near side wing, it's Collins. Pump fakes a three-pointer. Goes to Moxley in the corner. Moxley looks to drive out to Benny. Far side wing. Pump fakes a three-pointer, and he shuffled his feet and traveled. That'll be a turnover on the Student Princes. For Heidelberg, that'll be turnover number 6 of the ball game. 51-40. Cardinals trail 11:53 to play in the game.
Yeah, Benny that time wanted to shoot that three, but right at the last moment decided not to.
Inbound pass goes to Andre Bradley, who walks it down the floor, left to right, flips it down the floor to Robinette in the far side corner. He drives left baseline, pump fakes down low, and has the ball stripped out of his hands by Moxley. Goes out of bounds on the right baseline. It's going to stay with the Cards, though. Ryan Karapis will check out of the game, and he will replace Miller III.
Yeah, rough possession there for the Cardinals. That time almost turned it over. Robinette saves it, and then goes in and tries to go into 2 guys. Not a great possession for the Cards.
Inbound passes stolen away by Moxley, and he traveled as he tries to run down the floor. He did a nice job of intercepting the Jake Phillips inbound pass, but he travels as he tries to go down the floor, turning it over to Otterbein with 11:41 to go in the game, and the Cardinals down 11.
Yeah, he ran into his own guys. He was heading down the floor, and he was going to have a fast break bucket on the other end, but good job by the Cardinals to get the basketball back.
Bradley inbounds far sideline to Jake Phillips. Cardinals with a fresh shot clock, down by 11. Phillips jumper left to the rain, up and good. Jake Phillips with 12 points now as he buries that jumper. They get 51-42, Otterbein down.
They need that production out of Jake Phillips in this ball game.
Collins will work it down low to Pruitt. Back out top of the key to Moxley, to Benny. Far side wing three on the way. It's no good, but a whistle and a foul. They're going to say that Griffin Robinette hit his arm as he was shooting the three-pointer, and that means that Benny will go to the left line and he will shoot 3. Didn't appear to be much contact from up here, Elijah.
Yeah, and Benny brought back that follow-through very quickly, too, so there was definitely not a lot of time to get contact on Benny, but nonetheless, the referee thought it was enough, and now Benny will be at the line.
Benny's first appearance at the free throw line today, the first of 3, is up and good. He's got 10 points now. He's tied with Holder for the leading scorer for the Student Princes. They get a 10-point game again, 52-42. Cardinals trail. Benny eyes up the second one, lets it fly. It's up and it's good. The sophomore out of Cincinnati, Colerain. He was the OAC Freshman of the Year last year. 2 Freshmen of the Year playing in this game. Jake Phillips, of course, won it the year he was a freshman. Benny, third, on the way is nothing but nylon. He knocks down all 3 of them after he was fouled. That was the first foul on Robinette, and it was the team's second. Carapaz on the far side wing. Hands it back off to Jake Phillips. Pull up three-pointer, far side wing. Yes, sir. Jake Phillips is really starting to heat up here in the second half. He knocks down that one. That'll give him 15 points. He leads all scorers.
They need someone else to contribute right now for the Cardinals.
Benny, 3 on the way. Far side wing off the glass. No good. Grant Finner gets the rebound for the Cardinals. 54-45. Otterbein down. 10:50 to go here in the ball game. Cardinal basketball on the right side of the floor. Finner high on the right side. Hands it off to Jake Phillips, who circles around the defense. 15 on the shot clock. Phillips being double teamed. Bounces to Finner, near side corner. Finner looks to penetrate. Goes up with a shot off the glass. No good. Tip up and in from Griffin Robinette. And Elijah, I think Robinette was just going for the rebound that time, and he just so happened to tip it up and in. He'll take it. Cardinals trail 54-47. 10.5 to play in the game. Jumper from the free throw line from Collins is short. Tipped into the backcourt. Benny comes up with a loose basketball. He looks to drive, lays it up and in, right at the rim. Too easy. He gets the offensive rebound and he lays it up and in.
Just an unlucky bounce there for the Cardinals on that last possession.
Phillips will bounce it across the time stripe to Grant Finner, who gets it back to Jake Phillips. 10:07 to play in the game, and Otterbein trails 56-47. Phillips high on the right side of the floor, trying to go down low. Instead, he'll go to Carapaz in the short corner. Bounces it to Grant Finner. Finner with his back towards the basket, now turns, faces the basket, right baseline, 7 on the shot clock. Finner spins his way down low, his shot rejected in the low block by Jackson Blue. Ball picked up by Moxley in the near side corner, a lot of contact, no foul called. Coach Euler furious. They'll work it down low to Pruitt, posting up, turnaround jumper, sits on the lip of the rim, it's no good. Rebound hauled in by Carapaz, who hands it off to Jake Phillips. He's got 15 points to lead all scorers. Phillips, top of the key, drives down the left side of the lane, back out to Bradley. 9:30 to go in the game. Bradley, jumper, left of the lane is no good. Rebound hauled in by the Student Princes, who are on top 56-47. Moxley drives down left side of the lane, tries to jump it up and in, and he does so. Moxley gets it to fall, and with that, he is sitting on 4 points now. Timeout on the floor with 9:15 to go in the game, and Otterbein trailing by 11, 58-47. We'll step aside. You're listening to Otterbein basketball on your home of the Cardinals, 97.5 WOBN.
Hey Cardinal fan, Otterbein Athletics on the radio is brought to you in part by Westerville Automotive. Serving the Westerville area for 20 years, they have 2 locations on Westerville Road and in the Uptown area, just seconds away from Otterbein on Main Street. They're on the web at westervilleautomotive.com. You can follow them on Facebook at Westerville Automotive Uptown or call them at 614-890-6700. That's Westerville Automotive.
Cardinal basketball coming out of the timeout with 9 minutes to play. They have the ball on the right side of the floor. 12 on the shot clock, trailing 58-47. Phillips, top of the key, pulls up for 3, and he's got it. Timeout on the floor. Coach Euler, he's going to get it. 8:50 to go in the game. A huge three-pointer from Jake Phillips cuts it to an 8-point game, and Elijah Phillips has been very deadly here in the second half.
You know, David, this has been the story all season long. Phillips contributing here in the second half, but they need some help. They need to find someone that's going to give Phillips some help. He's got 15 points, and David, no other Cardinal in double figures right now for Otterbein, so they're going to have to find a way to give Jake Phillips some help if they want to win this ball game here.
58-50. Otterbein trailing. Phillips now with 18 points. That was his 4th three-point field goal of the game. He's the leading scorer by a wide margin. Cardinals 39% from the field so far in this game. Heidelberg also 39%. Both teams also under 10 turnovers in this game. Otterbein with 9, the Student Princes with 7. Be sure to stay with us after the final buzzer for the Ohio Health postgame show. We'll get you stats and analysis from this game, as well as scores from other area contests. Live streaming of tonight's game brought to you by Gugu Express Car Wash, located at 2200 Polaris Parkway, just east of Old Worthington Road in Westerville. You can reach them at 614-310-0869. That's Gugu Express Car Wash. Both teams breaking their huddles, heading back out onto the floor. As we said, Heidelberg, win, lose, or draw, they're going to be in the OAC tournament. It's just a matter of what seed will they have. For the Cardinals, they know they can't get into the dance. and this will be their last game of the season. On the floor for Otterbein, it will be Carapis, McEwen, Miller, Phyllis, and Clark. And it'll be Heidelberg basketball following the timeout, going right to left as we view them. 8:47 to play in the game. They're on top by 8. Cardinals need to stop right here. High on the left side of the floor, it's Taylor. Taylor, top of the key now, dribbles to his left, picks up his dribble, far side wing, bounces it to the far side wing, bounces it into the low block, and Pruitt there for a layup left of the rim. You can credit Holder with the assist that time. 10-point game again, 60-50. Otterbein trails. They try to flip the inbound pass down the floor to Carapis, who catches it, dishes it back off to Miller, to Carapis, wide open three-pointer, far side wing. It doesn't matter because they're going to call Miller for a charge. Miller gets whistled for the charge before he passes it off to Carapis on the far side wing. He missed the three-pointer anyways. That'll be Miller's third. It'll be team's third as well, stopping the clock with 8:20 to go in the game, and the Cards down 10.
Interesting decision by both Trey Miller and Ryan Carapis to not get that ball into Jake Phyllis' hand. He's wide open down in the corner, and they decided to go with a little give and go, and Trey Miller drawing the charge.
Perhaps thinking a little bit too much. Holder, far side wing, looks to penetrate, picks up his dribble in the low block, goes up with a shot, sits on the lip of the rim, no good. Clark gets the rebound for the Cardinals. Flips it off to Jake Phyllis, who has 18 points to lead all scorers. To Miller, far side wing. Miller drives, picks up his dribble in the low block, feeds it to Clark, who lays it up off the glass, right of the rim. Great pass from Trey Miller to find Clark, who lays it up and in.
Great ball movement by the Cardinals. All started with Jake Phyllis getting out in transition and causing a mismatch to get Connor Clark the ball in the post.
Second field goal of the game for Clark. Pruitt backing his way down in the middle of the lane. Turnaround jump shot. He gets it to fall 62-52. Otterbein trails. Inbound pass goes in towards the far side of the floor to Carapis. Picks it up with 7:35 to go in the game. Carapis near center circle. Hands off to Jake Phyllis. Phyllis high on the right side of the floor. 20 on the shot clock. Dribbles, top of the key. Jake drives down the middle lane. Stops, takes a jumper. Left elbows off the mark. No good. And the rebound hauled in by Jackson Blue. Blue will bring it down the floor right to left. Top of the key. He looks to drive. Instead, he'll kick it out to Holder in the near side corner. Goes back to the top of the key. Quick three-pointer on the way. Nothing but nylon. That's Pruitt, the freshman. Buries the three ball. Make it 65-52. The Cardinals trail. Mark McEwen throws it across the time stripe to Miller the third. Pull up three-pointer. Near side wing. Off the mark. No good. Tipped around. Loose ball. Tipped into the backcourt. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul down low.
And, you know, Heidelberg is starting to get more physical on the outside as well as on the interior. But, you know, if you're the Cardinals right now, you got to keep battling and fighting through it and draw that contact. They'll send you the free throw line, a place that they haven't been much today for the Cardinals. Only 8 attempts at the free throw line.
That's Pruitt's fourth, and he'll have to head to the bench. He's got 13 points. McKenzie's going to check into the game for the Cardinals and replace Carapis. Cardinals will have a fresh shot clock with 6:58 to go in the game, trailing 65-52. Phyllis to inbound from the right baseline. Otterbein in desperate need of a basket here. Inbound pass to McEwen. Hands it right back off to Jake Phyllis, who dribbles high on the right side of the floor. Guarded tightly by Taylor. Phyllis steps up to the near side wing. He's being double teamed now. Bounces it to McEwen. Near side corner. Three on the way is short. Rebound hauled in the near side corner by Hunter. Heidelberg basketball on top 65-52. Hanley skips it into the near side corner to Grothaus. Sends it back near center circle to Taylor. Taylor top of the key. Steps inside the arc. Long two-pointer on the way. Nothing but nylon. Gets it to fall. 67-52. Heidelberg on top. 6.5 minutes to go in the game, and a whistle and a foul as Phyllis gets the inbound pass, has it stripped away, goes out of bounds on the near sideline. Are they going to say it just goes out of bounds, or are they going to call foul?
They say it was kicked that time by Hanley.
So kick ball by Hanley into the Heidelberg bench. No foul. And it's going to be Otterbein basketball inbounding left baseline. Now the officials are going to get together, talk things over, make sure that they all saw the same thing out there. 6:28 to go in the game, and Otterbein down 67-52. They need a field goal in this possession in the worst kind of way. It'll be McEwen who inbounds from the left baseline. Looks like the officials got everything squared away. As they give McEwen the ball on the left baseline to inbound it. Chucks it deep down the floor to McKenzie, who comes up with it. He loses the basketball, and it goes out of bounds in the far side corner. And the officials are going to say it was knocked out of McKenzie's hand and last touched by Heidelberg. And they're going to say it was Holder, the one who knocked it out of his hands, and it's going to stay with the Cardinals.
So Holder untied the shoe of Brian McKenzie during that dead ball. I don't understand how that's, either way, Otterbein gets the basketball.
6:24 to go here in the ball game. Otterbein down 67-52. Phyllis being double teamed. Goes in the far side corner to Miller. Drives left baseline, lays it up and in. Nice penetration that time by Miller to get it to fall. 67-54. Otterbein down. 6:10 to go in the game. Student Prince's basketball on the left side of the floor. Near side wing, it's Taylor. Sends it back over to the far side wing to Grothaus in the far side corner now. Back out to the top of the key, driving down the middle of the lane. Awkward layup, up and good for Taylor. Gets it to fall. That was a no-look layup that time, and he got it to fall, 69-54. Phyllis looks to go coast to coast with it. Lays it up and in. Hook shot from the right of the rim is no good. Whistle and a foul. Phyllis hit the deck hard. He's slow to get up. Clark helps him to his feet. Jake Phyllis will go to the right charity stripe, and he will shoot two as he's fouled hard underneath the basket after he misses the basket. The foul is called on Holder. That'll be his second, and it'll be team's sixth.
Yeah, Holder was inside the circle that time, and a good job by Jake Phyllis just taking it right at him and right into the contact, draw the foul.
Phyllis's first appearance at the free throw line today. First one's up and good. Robinette checks into the game for the Cardinals. He replaces Clark. It's hard to believe, Elijah, it took to the 5:49 mark in this game in the second half before Phyllis even got to the charity stripe.
Yeah, and you know, Jake Phyllis, he's been heating up from the outside in this ball game, so really hasn't taken the ball to the basket much.
He missed the second one. Holder gets the rebound in the middle of the lane. 69-55, Otterbein trails. 5:43 to go here in the ball game. We'll feed it into the low block to Jackson Blue, posting up on McEwen. Tosses it back outside the perimeter, and Phyllis intercepts it. Here comes Jake down the floor, left to right. Flips it into the near side corner to McKenzie, back to Phyllis. High on the right side of the floor. 5.5 minutes to go in the game. Otterbein down 69-55. Passes to McKenzie, near side corner. McKenzie looks to drive. Out to the far side corner. Robinette, three on the way, gets it to fall. Timeout on the floor. Coach Euler with 5:18 to go in the game. Robinette knocks it down to make it 69-58. And Elijah, you're going to need a lot more possessions like that if you're the Cardinals.
Yeah, and you know, you need guys like Griffin Robinette to step up in this ball game. They really haven't gotten that production again out of some of the role players. I mean, you look at Brian McKenzie, he's only got 2 points and he's only attempted one other field goal in the contest, and he's a guy that's averaging right around 9 points a game for the Cardinals. So, I mean, looking at the numbers right now, though, I mean, the only, besides Jake Phyllis and Trey Miller, they really have not gotten much production out of anybody on the floor that they throw out there, and especially down low. It's really been where Otterbein has struggled is inside. Can they find someone? Grant Fenner, Martin McEwen, Connor Clark, Griffin Robinette. These guys have to step up and fill that void to help out Jake Phyllis in some of the guard play.
That three-pointer from Robinette was just his second field goal of the ball game. He's got 5 points. As a team, that was Otterbein's 10th three-pointer. They have one more than the Student Princes. 5:18 to go in the game. 69-58. The Cardinals trailing. As we said, the last basketball game of the year for the men's team. The women's team will be in the tournament, and you can listen to WOBN for full coverage as they make their way through postseason play. I know, Elijah, a chance that Coach Connie Richardson's team, they've never won the OAC tournament, probably going to go in as a 5 seed, I'd imagine, and maybe make a surprise run through the tourney.
Yeah, and, you know, we'll see if they're able to do that. But really, for Otterbein, you know, the question is which team's going to show up in postseason play, because they've played well, and there's been games where they haven't. So, you know, we'll see which Cardinal team shows up.
And they're on top right now. 5 minutes to go in the game in Tiffin. They're on top 69-53. The men's team not faring so well. They trail 69-58 coming out of the timeout. A whistle and a foul down low. Going to be called on the the Cardinals.
Wow.
As that was Holder in the low block, went up with a quick jumper with 5:07 to go. And Mark McEwen's going to get called for the foul, and he doesn't like it down low on Holder.
It was actually Brian McKenzie that took that charge. And
things getting ruckus here in the right center. The fans from Tiffin letting the officials know just what they think of him. 5:07 to go. Holder shooting from the left line, trying to convert on the old-fashioned three-point play. He cannot do so. It's short. McEwen gets the rebound. 71-58. Otterbein down. 5:02 to go in the game. Phyllis high on the right side of the floor, and he's fouled.
That time, really, Holder had his hands on him the entire way down the floor, and the referee there finally called it about halfway down the floor for Otterbein, and he'll send Jake Phyllis to the line, the 1-on-1 situation.
That was Holder's third, and it was team's 7th 1-on-1 situation coming up from Jake Phyllis. Phyllis 1 for 2 from the charity stripe so far today. Binney going to check into the game for Heidelberg and replace Grothaus. Phyllis, a 76% free throw shooter on the season. Big free throws upcoming here for the junior out of Zanesville. First is up, spins in and good. With that, Phyllis has 19 points in the game now. He leads all scores, and he has surpassed his season average.
Yeah, and, you know, for Phyllis, he's really done a great job in this ball game of doing everything that he can to try and bring his team back in this one.
Phyllis knocks down both of them. An 11-point game, 5 minutes to play here in the right center. Heidelberg basketball, left side of the hardwood. Binney on the near side wing, trying to find someone down low, guarded by Finner. Goes top of the key, and it's stolen away by Miller III. With 4:50 to go, Miller brings it across the time stripe, near side wing. Thinks about a three, tosses into the near side corner to Phyllis. Three on the way from Jake is no good. Hits off the top of the backboard. The play is not stopped as the ball's tipped into the backcourt. Holder comes up with a loose basketball, and he has it kicked out of bounds by Griffin Robinette, and it'll go out of bounds on the far sideline. It'll stay with the Student Princes.
Yeah, good hustle, though, by the Cardinals to get back in transition, because you cannot allow this Heidelberg team to get out in transition and have open opportunities. Good job there, but that's a big miss for Otterbein as they were unable to convert after a great stop by the defense.
Inbound pass goes to Moxley, top of the key. He's at the left elbow, tosses back to Binney. 16 on the shot clock, 4:25 on the game clock. Binney, middle of the lane, spins, passes to Moxley in the near side corner. Saves it from going out of bounds, dribbles back now near center circle. 7 on the shot clock. Moxley with 5 on the shot clock, near side wing, 4 on the shot clock. Loses the basketball and a whistle and a foul down low with 2 seconds to play on the shot clock. Moxley lost his handle on the basketball, and he's fouled, and that'll be a fresh shot clock for the Student Princes. Foul on Jake. That's his second, team's 5th.
Yeah, and I don't know about that call that time. You know, really for either side, that ball just kind of rolling around and looked like it just may have gotten tipped out.
Holder will check out of the ball game. Collins comes in to replace him. Moxley to inbound from the near side corner, and a kick ball on the inbound pass. McKenzie gets his right foot on it. That'll stop play, and they'll have to re-inbound from the left baseline. 4:12 to go in the game, and Otterbein down 71-60. They need to stop here. Moxley tosses it into the backcourt to Collins, who fields it near the volleyball lines. Dribbles high on the left side of the floor. Will pass it off into the far side corner to Binney. Binney dribbles far side wing to the free throw line, spins his way down the middle of the lane. Shot off the glass, no good. And the rebound hauled in by Griffin Robinette. Under 4 minutes to go.
Robinette got a piece of that going up towards the rim. You know, Robinette really, he can jump. He can use that athletic ability, and right there he did it.
Jake rifles it into the near side corner to McKenzie. Top of the key to Miller. Long two-pointer on the way, no good. Griffin Robinette gets the offensive rebound in the near side corner. Tosses it back out near center circle to McEwen. 3:37 to go in the game, and Otterbein down 71-60. 20 on the shot clock. Miller, near side wing, dribbles, top of the perimeter. Feeds it to the near side wing to Robinette. Goes down low to McEwen. McEwen posting up, turns around. Jumper off the glass, no good. Whistle and a foul. Mark McEwen. He'll go to the right charity stripe, and he's going to shoot 2 with 3:24 to go in the game, and Otterbein down 11.
Yeah, and that's something that Otterbein hasn't done a lot in this ball game, is pound the ball inside and let Mark McEwen or Grant Fenner go to work on the inside. That time they were able to do it, and they got a good opportunity now at the line with Mark McEwen.
First from Mark is up and good here on Senior Day. His last basketball game he'll ever play in the Reich Center. That'll make it a 10-point game. Checking into the game for Heidelberg is Pruitt. 3:24 remains. McEwen shooting from the right line on the season. Mark, a 71% free throw shooter. Dribbles once, lets it fly, it's up, and it's good. Mark McEwen knocks down both free throws. A 9-point game. 71-62, Otterbein trails. 3:20 to go in the game. Heidelberg basketball on the left side of the floor. David Kinder along with Elijah Gonzalez here in the final game here for the men's team. Collins, top of the key, trying to find someone down low. He'll feed it into the high post, picked up by Pruitt, backing his way down the lane, turnaround jumper up off the glass, left the rim, and good. 73-62, Heidelberg extends their lead, 3 minutes to play. McEwen gets the inbound pass, and we'll toss it back to Jake Phillips. Cardinals still got to get it across the time stripe. Phillips throws it to McKenzie, who gets it across, and a whistle, and they're going to call another 10-second violation on the Cardinals. That's the second one of the game on the Cards as they struggle to get the ball across the time stripe and break the press of the Student Princes. 2:51 to go in the game, 73-62, Otterbein down.
Yeah, now, you know, really the question is, can Otterbein not turn the ball over and get some stops here on the defensive end? They've really struggled doing that here in the last few minutes.
They go inside to Pruitt, posting up on Robinette. Has the ball stripped away by McKenzie. He comes up with the steal. McKenzie, one-on-one down the floor, left to right, lays it up and in on the right side of the rim. Tremendous play by McKenzie to steal the ball, go down the floor, and lay it up and in. 73-64, Otterbein trails, 2:28 to play. Moxley high on the left side of the floor, dribbles, top of the key. Guarded tightly by Miller. Hands it off, top of the perimeter to Collins. Feeds it down low to Pruitt. Pruitt goes up with a layup left of the rim. He missed it, but he's fouled. A late whistle down low. I think they're going to get Griffin Robinette for the foul, and it will send Pruitt to the left charity stripe where he will shoot 2. The foul is on Robinette, his second, and team's 6th.
These referees have done that now twice. They did that once on the other end for the Cardinals, and now here again for Heidelberg. But they're going to make Pruitt earn it here from the line, because that's something they really have to do, and they haven't made Heidelberg earn their opportunities on the free throw line.
Pruitt's first one's up, nothing but nylon. He knocks it down. Into the game for the Student Princes is Taylor Holder, as well as waiting to check in is Hanley. And he's going to check in for Pruitt if he can knock down this second one. 2:18 to go in the game, and it's a 10-point contest. Pruitt from the left line, dribbles 3 times, spins the ball in his hand, and lets it fly. It's off the front of the rim, and it's no good. Stays a 10-point game. Robinette gets the rebound for the Redbirds. Flips to Jake Phillips, who's being double-teamed, to Robinette. Card still got to get it across the time stripe. They do with a pass to Miller III. Trey looking to drive right wing, and he's bumped and fouled by Taylor.
Yeah,
that'll put the Cardinals on their free throw line.
That's a good job. Trey Miller knew that they were going to come after him with a lot of pressure. Went right in again, right to the contact, and the hand check there is called on Heidelberg. So now Otterbein going to still have an opportunity here to cut this to an 8-point deficit if Miller can knock down both these free throws.
That was Taylor's second, team's 9th. Miller eyes up the first of the 1-and-1. It's on the way, and he missed it. No good off the crossbar. Robinette gets the rebound for the Cards. Flips it out far side wing to Phillips. Phillips looks to drive, middle of the lane, picks up his dribble. Top of the key to McEwen. 3 on the way from the senior. Won't go. Tipped around and goes out of bounds, and they're going to say last touch by Heidelberg. Oh, my. There was a lot of hands in that mix right there, and they're going to say that was the Student Princes, or excuse me, Otterbein, who was the last to touch it. It's going to stay with the Student Princes.
Yeah, that looked pretty close.
Yeah.
That was a very, very close call, and it could be a game-changing one here as Otterbein had to make a stop at the defensive end.
1:56 to go in the game, and it's a 10-point game. Heidelberg basketball inbounding from the right baseline. They throw it into the near side corner to Collins. Brings it across the time stripe. Flips it over to Hanley, far side wing. Hands off to Collins. Otterbein trying to foul, and they're going to. Mark McEwen fouls high on the right side of the floor. He fouls Taylor, and he will send Taylor to the left line, where he will be shooting 1-and-1.
Yeah, and, Mark McEwen looked like he went right after Taylor to go set him to the free throw line. Only 73% for Taylor on the season.
Second foul on Mark McEwen, team's 7th. Jackson Blues going to check into the game for the Student Princes. 1:49 to go. Officials taking their time, letting Taylor get the ball, the senior out of Columbus Afrocentric High School in downtown. It's up, and it's good. I'll make it an 11-point game, 75-64. Heidelberg on top, just 1:49 to go in the game. Taylor eyes up the second one. Make it a 12-point contest. It's up, and it's good. He rattles it in. I'll make it 76-64. Timeout for substitutions as Chris Moxley will check into the game, and now we'll have a timeout on the floor called by Heidelberg. 1:49 to go in the game, and the Student Princes on top, 76-64 will step aside. You're listening to Otterbein Basketball on your home, the Cardinals, 97.5 WOBN.
Hey, I'm Shelby, and I love pop culture.
Hey, I'm Al, and I love music.
And together, we make Top Tunes.
It's kind of like a baby.
But not really.
So tune in every Thursday from 1 to 3 p.m.
Only on WOBN 97.5 and streaming live on WOBN.net.
That's right, Shelbs.
If your study time is also snack time, watch out. Snacks can contain huge amounts of fat that stays on your body longer after the treat is gone. If you want to look great when the winter clothes come off, make good food choices. Tame your sugar cravings with fruit, a small bowl of whole grain cereal, or even dill pickles. If it's salt you want, try popcorn, but skip the butter. Drink non-fat milk, yogurt, and swap the hamburger for a salad. And if you have to be inside anyway, you might as well take a trip to the gym.
1:46 to play in the game. Cardinals inbounding from the left baseline. McEwen chucks it deep down the floor. Miller catches it, and he's going for the layup right of the rim, and he has it slapped out of his hands by Heidelberg. It's going to stay with the Cardinals. Phyllis inbounds from the right baseline to McEwen in the far side corner. Turn around, jumper, two-pointer on the way. Far side corner, no good. McEwen gets his own rebound. Tosses off to Robinette, far side corner. Pump fakes a three, looks to drive. Layup, no good. Gets his own rebound, and he gets his putback. 2 offensive rebounds on that possession for the Cardinals. 1.5 minutes to play, and the Cardinals trailing 78-64 and a foul on the inbound pass.
Yeah, and they're going right at Taylor. They're going to make him make the free throws for Heidelberg, but I guess that's one way to do it if you're Griffin Robinette. Just kind of throw it up at the rim and then go up and get it yourself. Nice athletic play there by Robinette, and really made nothing out of something there.
Which the first shot I thought he airballed, which you can't rebound your own airball, but they say it must have got enough of the rim.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of just threw it up at the rim.
Taylor's first to the 1-and-1, up and good.
May even hit the side of the backboard, too.
Perhaps it did. First one up and good. Miller, the third, whistled for the foul. That's his fourth, team's eighth. Taylor eyes up the second one and lets it fly. It's up. It's off the crossbar. No good. Robinette gets the rebound for the Cardinals. 77-66. Otterbein down. 1:25 to play. Safe to say they need a three-pointer here. Phyllis, top of the key, takes a handoff from Miller. Back to Miller, far side wing. Pump fakes a three. Looks to drive down the middle of the lane. Fadeaway jumper, left of the lane. Spins in and out. No good. Rebound is pulled down by Hanley. That might do it. 1:10 to go in the game. They're going to foul Hanley in the backcourt. Robinette comes up and bear hugs him, and they'll flip the floor, and Heidelberg will be shooting 1-and-1 again with 1:08 to go in the game, up 77-66, and that might be all she wrote, Elijah.
Yeah, it might be, and really, you know, the Cardinals, they battled back in this ball game. It just wasn't enough here this afternoon, but this is probably going to do it. And Mark McEwen going to get an ovation here as he heads off the floor for the final time.
Spencer Kendall comes off the bench to replace him. Mark McEwen will have a seat on the bench, gets a nice round of applause from the fans here at the Reich Center, and that's the last time he will take the floor as an Otterbein Cardinal here at the Reich Center. Obviously a very emotional moment. 1:08 still to play in the game. Free throw up and good from James Hanley. That was Robinette's second foul, team's ninth. 78-66. Cardinals trailing. Second free throw up from Hanley. It's good. Inbound pass goes to Phyllis, but they're going to stop play. They're going to allow some substitutes to get into the ball game. Everett will check into the game for the Student Princes. Looks like Heidelberg's going to win with the victory. They'll advance to 14-11 on the season, 9-9 in conference play, and Otterbein would finish the regular season 4-21, 2-15 in the OAC. And if you're looking for some positives, Elijah, I suppose that's one more win than last year's team.
Yeah, and you know, really, I guess if you look at the positives, Otterbein's going to have everyone except Mark McEwen coming back next season. So, you know, we'll see what Coach Euler does in the recruiting class and what he can do with this group. But coming up next year should be an interesting season coming up next year.
Nick Root into the game, as well as Nick Overly. Three-pointer on the way. Far side corner from Carapaz, no good. Root gets the rebound, storms down the middle of the lane, takes a jumper, sits on the front of the lid, and it falls in. 69-66, Otterbein, 68, excuse me, Otterbein trails. 45 seconds to go in the game, and a whistle and a timeout on the floor called by Heidelberg so they can get some substitutes into the game and some players who haven't seen playing time today, and they will empty their bench.
Yeah, and really, you know, Heidelberg's going to have to do, you know, going into this tournament, the question is who are they going to play and, you know, how are they going to play? Because, again, we've seen them play some solid teams and really play well. You know, they played well against John Carroll. They played well against Mount Union. But then, you know, they struggled against teams like Wilmington and Muskingum. So which Heidelberg team is going to show up, I think, is big for the Student Princes going into tournament time.
79-66, Otterbein, 68, excuse me, Otterbein trails. Want to thank everyone for tuning into today's game, whether you're listening on WOBN on the dial, if you're listening on WOBN.net, or our simulcast on Otterbein.tv. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. Jumper from Bradley for Heidelberg is short, right of the lane. Cardinals get the rebound. Overly comes storming down the floor, goes up with a jumper right of the lane. It's no good. Offensive rebounds hauled in by Cole Phillips. He goes with a turnaround putback. It's no good. Shot's not going to count anyways as a foul before the shot. And we'll see Cole Phillips, the tallest player on the Otterbein team, listed at 6'10", 320 pounds, go to the right line and shoot two. Phillips with not a lot of experience at the charity stripe so far this season. The first one's up off the side of the rim and no good. Coming into today's game, he had only shot 4 free throws.
Yeah.
20 seconds remains in the game, 79-68. Cardinals down. Phillips lets the second one fly. He knocks it down. Shot clock turned off, and Heidelberg can just dribble out the clock now, up 79-69. Looks like they're going to get out of Westerville with the victory and head back to Tiffin with their 14th victory of the season, and I'll wait to see what seed they'll get in the OAC tournament, which will start on Monday. Down to 3 seconds to play, dribbling near center circle, Michael Davis, and he'll let the buzzer sound, and the game comes to an end, 69, the Cardinals fall to Heidelberg in the 2015-2016 season finale. For the radio side of things, we'll keep it here, and we'll have the Ohio Health postgame show coming up on the other side of the break. For our television audience, thanks for tuning in to today's game. Our final score 79-69. Thanks for tuning in. On the other side of the break, we'll have the Ohio Health postgame show. You're listening to Otterbein Basketball in your home, the Cardinals, 97.5 WOBN.
They're the mini pirates that sail these 7 seas. Barbosa, Blackbeard, Jack Sparrow.